it over, call the promoters. I just put up in this thing with my soldiers. I blew it and I'm still. Last minute I'ma need me some. Call up Khalifa. Bring them in the. You know I stay with some bad little baby. TGOD baby, no that's a gang gang. Crazy girls after the game. We going honest, we going insane. Pouring this. Dead homies got me pouring this. We get awards, but we give God the glory. I'm shooting my shot, and most times I be scoring. Do this for my city, I bring on the trophy. Feel like Freddie Mercury, we the champions. Here in Los Angeles, we doing numbers. Bringing home victory straight out the huddle. I'm at the plug, introduced to my...
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Hold ready.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lance. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4. 3rd and 7 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Open man is Ross, complete. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Ready?
Gets it out quickly here to the left flat. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open, and when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to connect with Dotson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 32-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. To throw, it's Lance. Over the middle, complete. That's Thomas. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll run with Gibson. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be second and goal. That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them.
Gibson again, but he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, third and goal. In motion, the tight end. Lance now on third and goal. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On first and 10, Goldstein. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. The Giants at 4-3, a game over 500. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up. These 2 teams matching up for the second time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the Commanders who picked up the road victory, so they'll be fighting for the season sweep in this one. The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8. Operating from the gun, Goldstein. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Looking to throw. Goldstein. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. We're scoreless after 1. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it 2nd down and 11. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the Giants are off now with 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. You know, we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their second drive here, the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up and bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
On 2nd and 7, Lance. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. So the completion good for 7 there. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. And this is going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. A good head-down running on the return. Gets about 15 yards. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to...
He's got a man, complete! And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
To throw on 3rd down, Goldstein. Complete to his running back, Kenyon Drake. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
And that's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks, and you often see that in the red zone. Offense has to be quick. In this case, the defense was quicker.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
Back to throw again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Devontae Smith, his first touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Gets this out quickly to Dodson.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down. Lance looking to throw it. This to McLaurin out on the left side. That one a first down pickup of 8. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up and make those throws, and he did that.
Now a play fake. Lance. Thomas has got it. Complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
A 1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Second and 6. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Again, it's Lance. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Quick slant, Dotson. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 21. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Lance. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Sly able to put this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Off play action. Goldstein. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Chase Young. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Ross on the return, and he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Off of play action, here's Lance. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down. Here's Tressway now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Goldstein. He's got this into the hands of Barkley coming across the field. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert. That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Goldstein. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, the best don't mind making tough throws, but that was a real difficult one right there. Out of the pocket, trying to beat double coverage. More times than not, that's going to end up as an incomplete pass, if not worse.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Throwing his lance on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And it's taken in at the 9. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Up to the 20.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Off the play fake. Goldstein. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Goldstein. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the 2nd half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A give up the middle to Gibson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. but a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll run with Gibson.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now receiver in motion left.
Once more, Gibson.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Commanders are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. He was pretty good a year ago in college, getting outside of the pocket and making plays, but it's a different story here in the NFL.
Well, in college, when he broke out of the pocket, his receivers often knew what to do in a scramble drill. And defenders weren't quite as adept at that. In the NFL, they work on that as well. They realize once he's out of the pocket, you can knock a receiver down. You can take him out of the play that way. You can make sure you hunt him up and make sure that you have him covered downfield. They do a much better job of it. He's got to learn that the speed has changed on this level.
He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington 1st down. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. Down to the 25. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Zero hesitation that time. He just got it and put it on the right flat. Unfortunately, incomplete.
Well, you know how hard these quarterbacks nowadays work on just getting the ball in their hands and making a quick decision and throwing the football. Didn't work out in this case.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Run the ball. Run the ball.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. Sly able to put this one through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, on a bad time late for a poor throw, it's intercepted. And the Commanders have just about sewn up this football game. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They'll go again with Gibson. And he stopped immediately there. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college and in the NFL. The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time, ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half of the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Commanders, they're back to 500 as they move to 4-4 on the year.
And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10.
Yeah.